I'm going to be doing a story time on on how this kid started harassing our neighborhood. Okay, so I just started a new Minecraft server, CX. I literally haven't explored it. So yeah, let's start. Okay, so there's a couple of kids. This kid just moved into his neighborhood, and he's already being like crazy annoying. So this kid is walking up the houses with his friends he just made in our neighborhood, okay? And he's walking up the neighborhoods, he's like walking up the random girls he doesn't know, like, give me your number and stuff. And I'm like, so I usually just ride my bike around the neighborhood. So I just see this crap going on, and I'm really confused. And he's like, they're just crazy for doing this stuff. And so then one time so they walk up to my friend's house, okay? And so, yeah, they walk up to my friend's house, and they're like saying the N-word and stuff around his grandma. Okay, and his grandma's not that type of person to be like cussing or anything. Like she's a nice person. Like she did nothing wrong to deserve that. And here these kids come over here like cussing their way down the street. And so I'm over here just like, I have no idea. My friend just told me the story. So he's sitting on the porch, and him and his grandma are sitting on his porch, and his dad. So first they went over when his mom was there, and they started like doing crap to them. And then now they're doing this crap to his grandma. So after that, you know they're probably gonna be like mad. But like they were mad the first time because these kids are like this kid just moves in because he's random like freaking friends, and then starts like being crazy. So yeah, like it's just crazy all around. But then these kids start trying to act like nice. Like they try to act like they're fine. They're not. Bad kids. So then we're over here like these kids are crazy. They're like freaking harassing our neighborhood. And then we get these kids over here. They're over here like, and then, well, like, yeah, they're over here like freaking acting crazy, doing all this crap to people. And we're doing nothing wrong. And these kids are like doing all this freaking crap. Like, they're walking around saying N-word and stuff to everyone. And they're just like being overall just like completely rude. Like, none of these neighbors know him. Like, he's not technically part of our neighborhood. Like, no one freaking knows him. He's not even in our neighborhood. Like, he's just a kid from, like, a different neighborhood. And now he's, like, doing all this crap with the kid in our side of our neighborhood. And so, I don't think anyone likes it. So then one day, my friend's mom, they called the police on them because they're over here harassing everyone. Well, I bet you these kids are not happy about that. And their mom, like, almost, like, the whole neighborhood, they've already called the police on them once. So, This is not the first time the cops got the call. So, they're over here, like, acting like nothing happened. And their moms and dads are like, why would you do this? So they don't let them in the neighborhood anymore, right? So, yeah. They are not happy. Their moms and dads are not happy at all. And so now they're over here, like, probably yelling at them. And so, like, all this crap is happening. And this kid just moved in. He just moved in and he's already freaking doing this crap. So now we get to the good part. Okay, so this kid, you know, he's freaking harassing everyone, right? Well, after that, after he gets in trouble, he's not allowed outside, right? Then, I think because he was doing that, they had to move. Either the police told them to move, or their mom just moved because they're being, like that. Well, he's being like that. And his sister, they're not the nicest people. So, yeah, like I said, they moved, but, you know, like, they weren't the nicest people, so we're not, like, sad that they moved. Like, not to be rude or anything, but, like, just, like, they're just rude to us, too. But, yeah. Now that I said that. And then, I'll tell you another story on what happened, too. So once my friend's sister, the same friend that I've been talking about, they were just, like, in the neighborhood, walking around, just, like, taking a walk, pretty much. And so, they stopped by one of our friends' houses, right? So these kids, they walk up to his sister and are, like, crazy. They're like, can you get my number? And stuff like that. And it's like, get out of her face. And I go over there, because I go over to Jerry's, and they say, they're not home. So I go down, and I see them doing that. I'm like, what's happening? And then Jeremy, my friend, Jeremy, he starts, like, he tells me what's happening and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's stupid. So we're, like, wondering why these kids are doing this. And so we know this kid, like they're not mean people, but they can get, like, pretty weird. They can be kind of mean sometimes. And so we don't really think about it too much because they were nice people. Well, then after that, they start doing that with him. Like, yes, like, there was only one friend with him, and then his cousin that lives with him, either lives by him or lives with him, I don't really know. But they start doing it too. And so no one likes it. Everyone's getting mad at them, and everyone's telling them to stop. So now we get to the part where these kids are, like, getting, like, crazy. So then something crazy happens, and some people call the police on them. So, like, as you know, like, I don't think that you're that, like, some people, like, if I was their mom, I would not want them, like, to be doing that. So this kid, I think what happened is they either got kicked out of the neighborhood or they just moved. And all the people are getting like harassed and stuff by these people, so they call the police. And so they're not happy about that, right? And so, like, they start, like, getting, like, they called the police twice on them. And yeah, like, I'm taking their side because I would be going around just riding my bike and they would be like, freaking going like, oh, look at that kid, he's so dumb. And they're hanging out with this little kid too, and I'm like, why are you hanging out with a little kid if you're gonna be like that? These kids are like freaking 13 and 14, like, you get it. But, like, no lie, they're, like, bad kids. And so, after that, like, the incident goes like crazy. And so, after that, we're like, everyone's like now mad at this kid. He's done all this freaking crap to our neighborhood. He's just, in general, not a good kid. So, I know, like, I was kind of looping a little bit, like, just going on and on about it, but, you know, like, I'm not trying to get this, like, I don't want this kid to be freaking here in this neighborhood. You get what I'm saying, but now that, like, he's gone, the neighborhood is way different. Like, I can actually go around the streets without these kids. Like, we would literally be like, if we saw them, we would be like, I don't want to go until they go away. And it's like crazy. And so, like, yeah, like, so that's pretty much it. So if you wanna see more, go ahead and like and subscribe. And yeah. So yeah. I will like see you guys in the next video, I guess. So, yeah.